This week's video, we're starting off at the Walmart in Hibbing. The reason why we're starting at the Walmart in Hibbing is because I couldn't find a spot last night. So this will explain one of the reasons why I'm so happy when I roll into these campsites that you see me in every weekend, is because they're not always a guarantee. I got off work yesterday and drove for 7 hours trying to find a spot. Put on 250 miles driving around Chippawa National Forest and a bunch of other state forests. Everywhere I checked was full. I got multiple spots pinned all over on my phone. Every single spot someone was at. So at about midnight, I just gave up. It was useless. The trails were getting too narrow. I couldn't see pull-offs anymore. It was a really super dark night last night. So I ended up here, Hibbing Walmart. This morning, we're gonna head back out. We're gonna find something. Well, this morning I headed into the Superior National Forest and we came up to a place called Big Rice Rustic Campground. Did a little bit of looking online prior to coming here and see that this place has 3 sites. Doesn't get a whole lot of use. If it's empty, that's where we're staying tonight. Cool thing about these rustic sites, there's no charge for them. That spot looks perfect. This will do just fine. What an absolute beautiful day. Temperatures are about 65 degrees out here. We had to work for this spot a little bit, but we made it and we got it all to ourselves. You can't beat that. I'm gonna get the camper set up and then I'll bring you around the campsite, show you what this place looks like. Big Rice Rustic Campground, 14-day stay, no charge. Not too bad. That's good enough. Spot on, perfect. Just a little adjustment needed. Awesome. I did bring my rod reel, brought some live bait just in case we came across the lake this weekend. But I think that this place is used more to harvest wild rice, more so than a fishing lake. So usually that means a really shallow lake. Shallow lakes here in Minnesota usually mean a winter kill. So probably won't see much fish, but we'll check it out. Let's go check out the campground. The campground's in St. Louis County and it's managed by the U.S. Forestry Service. It's got 3 sites total here. The lake itself has a history going back 2,000 years being harvested for wild rice. Show you what these campsites look like. Well, this site doesn't look like it gets a lot of use and hasn't been mowed down in a while. This site's been mowed recently, but it's not too level. You could probably fit a smaller pull behind in any one of these sites. And I don't think you'd have any problem getting a Class A or Class C camper back here either. In Minnesota here, we have a lot of underbrush, which makes it hard to find a camping spot. The Arctic fox is all tucked away. I was talking with a friend earlier about how I was having a problem finding spots last night. His name's Larry. He lives down in Arizona. He's got a YouTube channel called Work Less, Enjoy Life More. The big difference between finding dispersed camping in Minnesota compared to some of these spots out west is just how thick our brush is. I think people that live in Michigan or Wisconsin definitely can understand that it's hard to get on these logging roads and just find a pull-off somewhere. I do a lot of searching online, Google Maps, before I come out to try and make sure that I can find and pin some spots that are good for pull-offs, and maybe about 10% of those spots that I find on Google Maps are actually decent campsites. It's just really thick around here. Amazingly, this spot has cell phone service. So I called Larry up and was telling him how happy I was that I found this rustic campground in the middle of the woods when all of the dispersed spots that I was looking for were all filled up. Larry says, I don't know, man, that sounds a little bit sketchy. If no one else is there, there's a reason for it. I would stay away from that place. You guys will have to tell me what you think. Well, check this out. They do have vault toilets here. Awesome. Wow, this is really clean. Very nice. Let's go check out the lake. For over 2,000 years, people have been harvesting wild rice off the lake, and it's given them nutrition to get through these cold Minnesota winters. Some of the highest quality wild rice available in Minnesota is still harvested right here. I love thinking about the history of these places and just how people have been here for thousands of years, harvesting the wild rice on this lake. It's pretty awesome. Check out the mud boat that's just sitting up here on the shore. This boat actually belongs to the Minnesota Department of Natural Resources, and it's more or less a big lawnmower. They take it out on the lake, cut down an invasive weed. I suppose that weed probably chokes out some of those wild rice harvesting areas. These are protective shields on here. They'll come off. You'll see that it has these blades. They have a restoration project in place right now, and what they're trying to do is just keep the level of pickerel weed down in the lake. That must be choking out the wild rice. Pretty cool. Let's get back to the camper. Well, the deer flies are out, just not as bad as they were the last few weeks. Like I was mentioning last week with the mosquitoes, I think we have seasons for this stuff. Like mosquitoes, we have them all year long. It's not impossible to have mosquitoes even in the wintertime. I've gotten mosquitoes bite me in December, but they seem to go through these hatches. And during that first hatch is when things get really insane. And that's where we were at here in Minnesota like 2 weeks ago. It was crazy. There's a gun range a couple of miles down the road. On my way here, I saw it and thought, well, I could stay there for the night. Glad I didn't. I can hear them shooting. They left me a little bit of garbage in here. We'll be able to use that.
Got some great tips last week to fix this tripod stand, and I'll definitely be doing that. I just have had no time. I would love to be one of these guys that could do YouTube full time. Oh my gosh, can you imagine the life? I think that is a goal. That'd be awesome. Imagine coming out into the woods on a Tuesday or a Wednesday. How awesome would that be? For supper tonight, we're having pork ribs in the Dutch oven. We're gonna do this a little bit different though. You guys have seen me make it with chicken broth before, even as simple as water, but this time we're gonna go apple juice. Something to complement this apple rub. I think it's gonna be really good. We can start by getting the apple juice in the Dutch oven. With the seasoning, there's no such thing as too much. Best way I've found to do it is just kind of TP them up inside there. That way they don't drown in the juice, and a lot of that juice is going to evaporate. Last time I had made ribs, I had to fill the cast iron a couple of times. Super simple cleanup. Now we're just going to let this sit over the fire for, I don't know, 2 hours, maybe longer. This has had a minute to cool down. My citronella fueled lanterns are attracting mosquitoes, so that's normal. Holy buckets, that smells good. I'm gonna put these on the grill for just a little bit though. Hot, but wow, they smell good. Bones are just pulling right off. One of these days I'm gonna get some decent lights outside, but right now it's just the season where if you put a light out, you're gonna attract a lot of bugs. It's one of the nice things about the winter time. You don't really have to worry about that. Oh, this is gonna be good. All right, the finished product. Man, these look good. Yep, that's gonna be done perfect. The meat is so tender. You can definitely tell that it's been boiling in apple juice because it almost tastes like candy. A little bit of barbecue sauce would put these things over the top. This is good. Well, I think I'm gonna polish off about half the rack and we're gonna go outside for a little bit. So good. Temperatures are cooling down tonight, so it might be the perfect night to go sit around the campfire. Let's go do that. think I could ask for a better night. This is perfect weather out here. It's about 52, 53 degrees. Mosquitoes finally gone to sleep. If anything comes up behind me, you better say something. I think I have Larry's voice in my head talking about strange things out in the woods, and then some of your guys' comments down below asking me about Bigfoot. We're in St. Louis County. This is like #1 Bigfoot sightings in Minnesota is right here in this county. But I can honestly say, being born and raised here, I've never seen anything in the woods that I can't explain. I've heard things, and I've had rocks thrown at me. That I can't explain. I've never seen anything. You guys will have to let me know if there's any strange experiences that you've ever had. I'd like to hear them. I think one day we'll go back to Reamer where I had those rocks thrown at me, and I'd like to make kind of a Bigfoot video. Do some whoops and some tree knocks and see if we can get a response. I'm a bit of a skeptic. I kind of have to see it to believe it. But I think if there could be one out there, this is some pretty big woods out here. Could definitely exist here. That was a weird sound. I might get going inside the camper here pretty soon. I've never been one to get spooked out in the woods. Now I almost got to stay out here just to prove to myself that I'm not a chicken. I'll see you guys in the morning. Last night at about 3 a.m. we had some thunderstorms roll through, and I think that's the best time to be sleeping in the camper is when you hear the pitter patter of the raindrops, the rumble of the thunder. Puts me into a deep sleep. This morning though, got some heat back and the humidity. I think we're gonna head out of here in a little bit and go on a bike ride, get some of the air moving again. But for right now, I'm just gonna sit here and enjoy the sounds of these birds. What a beautiful spot. Friday night, I thought that this week's video was going to be a bust. Would have figured we'd find a rustic campground, have it all to ourselves. This place is something else. Let's get on that bike and just see how big this forest actually is. Ooh, pro tip, watch the corners of your camper slides. I was just getting stuff ready for the bike ride, and I caught it good with my head. Oh, that's smart. Let me just get this cleaned up a little bit before we head out. Always something. I've been knocked out a few times in my life, and this time I wasn't close. When you hear that ring in your ears and stuff starts closing in and you know that you're going down, it didn't happen this time. This just a superficial wound. We're good to go on a bike ride. Right there's where it happened. Oh wow, can you see the hairs? There's hair and head skin sticking in there. a lot nicer when you can get into the shaded spots. But holy buckets, can you see all the bugs? We can outrun them. This is what I always picture moose country to look like. What was that? Do something cool for the camera. Oh, he went away. Well, like I said, I don't get to see a whole lot of wildlife when I'm filming. It's crazy though, because I get bears at my house in the dumpster all the time, but I come out here to make a video and I get nothing. I got wild turkeys, deer, coyotes, all kinds of stuff at the house. Nope, not for the video. We gotta get going home soon. It's about 4:30 right now. At this rate, probably get home around 8:30. Just in time to wash clothes. It's kind of turning into one of those weekends. I took a nasty spill on the bike. Ended up scraping my leg. I didn't get any of it in video. Also got my shoulder. Maybe that's what Larry meant by something's not right with that place. It's just full of bad luck. But I mean, that of course is if you believe in good luck and bad luck. I don't know, I kind of think it was good luck just finding this place. One thing I am lucky for is just that you follow along on these weekly videos. I think that's pretty cool. But I think we just about got this video in the bag. I want to thank you if you've stuck around this whole weekend. What a weekend it's been. I was looking at Google Maps and thinking we got about a 3 to 3.5 hour drive home. Well, that's it. We're officially ready to go. You guys have been hanging out with me long enough, so we're gonna end this one. I'll see you again next Tuesday. Until then, be kind, be honest. We'll see you down the road.